Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited for today's video. Today we're going to be decorating for spring. Here where I live in New England, it is cloudy and foggy and wet because it's been raining, but that's typical spring, right? So I'm going to be decorating with things that are not here in my area yet, but they will be eventually. I'm super excited you're joining me today. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, my friends, to go ahead and get started, we are working in the coffee bar area. This sweet little plate is from Target. It's not in my haul. I actually just found it the other day. And what was great about it is it's just a nice melamine plate. So it was only $3, but I loved the colors. I thought it was so pretty. And I just wanted to bring in some color into this area. All throughout this video, you're gonna see me trying different things, moving different things, and it takes me a little while to really decide on where everything's going to go. I didn't really do a whole lot of like pre-planning for this video, so if you see me moving things around a lot, that's what's happening. But for the most part, I had a pretty good idea where most things were going to go, especially in this area here. And in my haul, I mentioned that this beautiful wall decor is actually going to live on this wall all the time. This isn't just for spring decor. This is from Michaels. I did purchase it in their new spring line. So if you're interested in learning more about the things that I'm using today to decorate, I do have a haul video of all of the items and where you can find them. I'll have that linked for you down in the description box below. Next up is my Hutch cabinet. We're going to start by taking everything out of the cabinet and off the shelves, and then we're going to put things back, some new, some I'm going to be reusing. This section here is my favorite part of my kitchen. I love, love, love this cabinet, and actually Danny and I, when we were designing this kitchen, went back and forth on what we were going to do in this little area right here. We talked about having open shelves. We talked about having this cabinet kind of bump out. We talked about whether or not we wanted mullions on the glass, and we just went back and forth with all kinds of different ideas, and I just searched and scoured Pinterest for motivation and inspiration, and I'm so happy with what we finalized here. It just looks so pretty, and it adds such a pretty decorative, element into the kitchen. So I'm getting started with this cloche here, and I'm just putting one of the sweet little rabbits from Target and that tiny little faux plant from Michaels. And then in the back there is a picture that's from IKEA, and inside of it is some faux cotton. I believe that was from the Dollar Tree several years ago. And I do end up using some Tupperware to put underneath the cloche so that you can see it when the cabinets are closed. So as you can see, the cabinet does have a frame, and so every time I put something on the shelf, I keep closing the cabinet doors so I can see if you can actually see it. So right here I'm using this piece of Tupperware as a riser, but I do end up switching that out later, and I end up using a cake stand, although I don't think I did that on camera, but I think you do see it there at the end. So, and then in that other side right there, I put the same sweet little chair back that has the antique copper cream pitcher. And then I start in this little area right here with some eggs. Now those eggs in there in that ceramic strainer are colorful eggs. However, you couldn't really see them. So this little egg display here is my favorite. I purchased that little white egg display tray, I don't know what you want to call it, from Amazon. It was $10. I'll have it linked for you down below. And then the wooden eggs are from Target or Michael's, I'm not sure. And then on that second shelf there, I have my dough bowl. Now I have been using that for my fruits and vegetables. However, I watched Crystal Tara, I'm not sure. She put out a video of had different ways to decorate the dough bowl, and I was like, why am I not doing this? So the dough bowl is now on display, and I don't really have any room for it on my counter space, so I love having it here in the shelf. It just looks so pretty. I'm just decorating it with a pretty little towel right there from Home Goods, and then some faux eucalyptus, which I believe is from Michael's. That's the eucalyptus I used to have on my dining room table. So I just keep closing those cabinets to see how they do. And then up on top there, I did put the little bicycle from Target with a pothos plant in it. And I love how this looks. And then I am putting this basket back up. That's from Hobby Lobby. The basket was in there. However, I added the plant into the basket, which I actually think looks really sweet. I love it. I needed to move it so that it had space, but I wanted greenery on every shelf. And now I'm using this wooden riser from TJ Maxx, and that fresh eggs box is actually from Michael's. I just picked that up the other day. It's so sweet. It says farm fresh from happy hens. I just thought that was so cute. Danny and I go back and forth on whether or not we want to have chickens. We've got plenty of room, but I just don't know if I want anything more to take care of. Between my animals, my children, and my plants, that's enough living things to keep happy and healthy, so we'll see. And now I'm just looking at what I have left over and trying to decide what comes next. Like I said, I didn't really plan this out. As you see, I'm like literally scratching my head. What should I do next? And that's because I really wasn't sure. So I did want to use this sweet little plant stand. This little greenhouse is from Target, I believe, in the dollar section. And then I did put a little terracotta pot in there that I got at Michael's, and then just some clippings that I'm waiting for them to root. Those are actually ones I think that have already rooted. I did end up cutting some more for this video, but and then the antique masher is up there, and then I also have an antique pepper grinder that I purchased at the same antique shop that I actually got the masher at. So just going to kind of move things around now to make sure you can see everything around the cabinet frame, and just add in any last minute touches. Not everything I think ends up on camera. I do think I kind of played around with this for the rest of the day, so hopefully you get to see how it all came together. But I think in this little section up here where the egg crate is, I do end up adding the white bowls. Those bowls are from TJ Maxx, I believe, and they're really beautiful, and I had them on display in this cabinet before. And then I did add a little bunny, but I go back in later and replace the bunny with a sweet little wooden bird that I found at Michael's. I had my gravy boats on display in the cabinet, and so now I needed to find another home for them. Luckily, I had plenty of space in this cabinet here where we keep our cups. And I'm talking to Danny, so if you see me talking there, that's because I'm talking to my family while I'm doing this. They're always behind the camera. Just know that it looks like I'm alone, but there are always people behind the camera, usually a lot of them. Okay, next up is some faux florals. So I purchased these spring flowers. I think they're a peony from Michael's the other day. All their spring florals were 50% off. So it was $9.99 for this little bouquet. I got it for $4.99. And although it's not the most realistic looking florals, I did think they were pretty. And I wanted something that I wasn't going to have to replace all the time. Plants I love, flowers are tricky. They die. So I wanted to get some faux florals for in the kitchen, and these just looked really nice. A little fun tip is just to add a little bit of water in the vase when you put them in, so looks a little more realistic. Definitely don't have to, but I feel like it just adds a little touch of realness to it. And now we're moving on to the tray on this counter. I started by adding one of those terracotta pots, and I moved the wooden measuring spoons into the pot. And I love having the towel on this tray. I just think it adds a little touch of coziness. And I also wanted to keep that sweet little bowl on there. And I had these little carrots from the Dollar Tree, maybe. I think it was the Dollar Tree. And I just thought they were really sweet. And then I wanted to add this wooden bunny from Target. So I just kind of played around with things, which seemed to be what I did the entire time. But I love how this tray came out. I also picked up one of these faux stems from Target from the Hearth and Hand line, and I wanted something that just looked a little bit brighter, a little more springy. It's not really a word. Spring-like, springish. You know what I mean. I probably could have pulled it closer to me. You're probably thinking, why is she leaning over like that? As I'm editing, I'm like, why didn't I pull it closer to me? But I wanted to make sure that it all fit easily under the chandelier. And now we're moving on to the tiered tray. I was really excited to work on the tiered tray. I grabbed some items I thought I would use. That little picture right there is from IKEA, and the faux florals, which you can barely see, are just a sweet little faux, like wild floral plant, which I got at Michael's, also on their 50% off. And then that bunny is from TJ Maxx, and that little decor piece, I don't even know what to call it, is from Home Goods, maybe, I think. And then I have a lot of those little terracotta pots, which are from Michael's, and some of the tiered tray items from Target. And I'm just going to play around forever until I get this right. I had these sweet little mushrooms from Cracker Barrel that I ended up not using in this space. I thought I would use them on the tray, but you know, I think when you're buying things for the tray, you think it's going to be a lot bigger than it is. Like my tray is only 2 tiers, and for whatever reason in my head, maybe I think it's a 3 tier. I don't know. I had purchased all these things thinking that I'd put them on the tray, but I don't know, maybe half of the things I thought I would use ended up on there. That faux pearl plant right there is from Target. You can actually hang it, and I just think it looks sweet spilling out of the pot right there. I did have intentions of distressing the pots with dirt, but it was raining. I didn't want to go outside, so I didn't do it. But I did also have those sweet little cutting boards. They're charcuterie boards from Target, and I wanted to make sure those made it on there too, just to bring in a piece of, you know, the wood element. But I'm going to go ahead and stop talking while you watch me try to make this work. It does all come together in the end, I promise. It took a while to get there, but here it is, finished. I love the way this looks. I love the fullness of a tiered tray. I love to have things fully decorated, and I love the different layers and textures on this tray. It just looks so pretty. I'm so happy with how this turned out. Now we're moving into my entryway. So I have mentioned this table before. I purchased this at a Salvation Army for $8, and then I did sand it down. It needs some more sanding, but to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. But now I'm just pulling in some more of that spring decor that I purchased. Again, you can check out that haul video to see where all these items were purchased. But I am just going to play with decor here. I had an idea of what I wanted, greenery. I wanted this table to be really full. We don't use it for anything. We don't put anything on it. We don't, put our keys or, hats or anything on this table. So I could fill it up with as much decor as I wanted. And I know that there are, two schools of thought when it comes to decorating. That's the less is more and the more is more. And I live on the side of more is more. I like a lot of decor. I feel like it's charming and it brings in a lot of romance. And that's what I want for my home, that cozy, romantic charm feel when you come in. So that's what I'm doing here. That little tree, it's not a tree, it's a plant. It's a rubber plant in a house planter from Target. I actually just bought that one and planted it a couple days ago. And then I did come in and add some of those little charcuterie markers to my tray. I wanted to use them as garden markers, and I love the way they look. They're so pretty. I love the little bit of black that they pull in. I thought about writing on them, but I ended up just leaving them blank. And that bunny is from Target. And then I also purchased this little plant mister in the Target dollar section. It was $5. And although I would love if the bottom was clear and not white, I still think it's really pretty and just has that little garden feel for this table. And now it's time to switch out my wreath. Now the wreath that I have on the door is from Michael's, but the one I'm adding now is from Amazon, you guys. I am so impressed with this wreath. It was really affordable. It was only $21, and I'll have it linked for you down below, but it is just a eucalyptus wreath, and it does have a bunch of buds, and it looks so pretty. It did come in this little box. It's a 20-inch, and I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is a heck of a lot smaller than I thought it was, but it just needed to be fluffed. So I fluffed it before I got it up on the door. It probably could use a little bit more fluffing, but I am so happy with that purchase. And now I'm just kind of fluffing this other faux eucalyptus from Walmart in that galvanized pitcher. And staying on the more is more train, I forgot I had this white jug that I purchased at Walmart with these faux eucalyptus from Michael's, and I wanted this on my front table. I just wanted the height and the color, so even though the table was pretty full, I added it anyway. Continuing in the front area of my home, I went into the laundry room. This little stack of faux books was on that front table, so I just stuck it in here for now. And I did end up bringing in the wooden picture frame that I purchased at Walmart, and inside of that is an embroidery piece that I finished. So I love the way this looks. I like the sweet little color that it brings. And then I also had purchased that little faux laundry washboard in the dollar section at Target, and this is one of those pieces that I think is just going to live up here. So I have a little basket on top of the wall tree, and I just thought it looked really sweet up there. Just add a little touch of something. And the final touch in my entryway is this sweet little wooden stacked carrot. I made this in a MOPS group, which is a mom's group that I was a part of back in Las Vegas. I made this, I don't know, 10 years ago maybe. I love it. It's so sweet. So that is it for the entryway. I think it all came out really, really pretty and fresh. Okay, moving back into the great room area, I have this sweet little shelf in between my dining room and my family room, and I purchased that, not Magnolia, but Hearth and Hand pot from Target. I love it. So I just put my faux fern in there, and now I'm just adding in a couple more items that I had purchased. Again, this is an area that I couldn't quite get right, so I'm just going to mess around with it for a little while. It does finally come together, I promise. I purchased this carrot sign back in Las Vegas from Hobby Lobby in 2020, April of 2020. I got it on a super sale, and I think it's really, really sweet. And I thought this was a good little spot for it. I did end up moving that antique basket to the front room, the front foyer right by my front door. So it didn't go in the closet or anything. And then moving into the sideboard area, I found these really sweet tiny little trellises in the Target dollar spot the other day. So I grabbed a couple. I don't know if it's going to live in here forever. We'll see. But I liked the little, touch of garden that it brought to my faux plant. That's not a faux plant. That's a real plant. And that's another pothos there, and I just kind of put some longer pieces around it, and I think it looks really, really pretty. And then I also found these super cute little garden signs. So I'm going to show you them here. One says grow your own way, and the other says welcome to my garden. And I just thought they were really sweet. Again, this is something that I'm not sure if it'll live there forever, but I loved the little touch of garden that it brought, and I thought they were really sweet. coolest parts of having these big giant windowsills is being able to decorate them. So I just added one of the wooden bunnies that I purchased, and I had my little ivy plant right there, and then I added that other sweet little garden sign. And I don't know, you see this every time you walk into my house. I just think it's so sweet. All right, friends, we are almost done. You guys are being fantastic. If you're still here, leave me a plant or flower emoji in the comments down below. This is a longer video, but I did have a lot of things I wanted to decorate, and I wanted to do it all at once. So I'm back in the coffee bar area, and I am using that sweet little tiered tray that I got at Michael's to, you know, make another little vignette with some plants. So I've got another little rubber plant right there, and then I moved over a creamer pitcher that I put some fresh cuttings in. I just cut those, and I just think this looks really pretty. I've got these sweet little houses. I think these two are from Hobby Lobby. They were in my kitchen. If you notice, I have them all over. I just think they're really sweet. I don't know, there's something very, you know, endearing about them. I'm not sure. And then I did go ahead and add in one of those charcuterie picks. I'm not really sure what they're called, but again, I just wanted it to make it look like it was in a garden, and it's so sweet. And the final touch for today's video is to add these sweet pillows to my couch. These pillows were actually gifted to me by my cousin, and I do believe she probably got them at Home Goods or something like that. And that is sweet little Luna. I'm not sure how often she gets seen. She's my little kitty that likes to hide, but when nobody's visiting, she loves to be on the couch. So I am so thankful that you guys joined me for this video today, and if you are still here, I give you some serious props because this was a long video and it took me a long time to do the decorating. So I really hope you enjoyed it. I love the fresh spring feel that it's bringing to my home, and I'm so excited for this new season. I cannot wait to see these trees get leaves and for the greenery to come in. I'm just ready for the new season. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a big thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, I would love to have you subscribe and come back for more. And I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.